Hey besties! I was tagged by one of my besties, Renee from over at Beyond Books, in this fun tag. It was originally created by Sam and Mary, I guess is how you pronounce her name. I will make sure to have them linked. All of these will be linked below. Okay, so let's get started. The tag is called Get to Know My Tastes tag. And as soon as I saw this and watched Renee's video, I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm going to do this one. It looks like a lot of fun. So here we go. I especially love prompt number 1. How do you rate books? Give a quick rundown of how you do your star ratings, or if you don't use star ratings, how you evaluate books. I do use star ratings, as you know, and I do think this is something that it's really good to get a feel for how somebody rates books, because to one person, a rating means one thing, to somebody else it means something different. So I have actually put in the description of my channel, and I usually, if I remember to, I almost always remember to, I put it in the description of each video, how I rate things, what my star ratings mean. So for me, a 5-star means multiple things. Mostly, well, not mostly, but a big part of it is enjoyment. How much did I enjoy the book? How excited and enthusiastic am I about that book? The more I loved it, it's going to be a 5-star read versus a 4-star read. I know some people count a 5-star read as like super, super, super rare. For me, it's not super rare, but then that's also because I do a ton of reading. So I can't remember right now how many books I read last year. I know it was, I want to say it was close to 300 books. I can't remember, but it's a lot anyway. It's a lot. So obviously, the more you read, the more 5 stars you're going to have, but it also depends. Some people are more stingy giving them out than others. People have different ratings. But for me, if I really enjoyed a book tremendously, if I thought it had a great plot, if it had some nice, surprising twists, which since I mostly read thrillers, that, obviously twists are a big part of a good thriller. If I really enjoyed the characters, if there was something about the story that really resonated with me, all of those are reasons why I will give it 5 stars. If I feel like something is really, really exceptional, what I will say is, you will see that I will put in my ratings, or I will say on my video, I would give this 10 stars if I could. Those are the ones that are like just even more exceptional. One booktuber that I watch, he says that he has created a 6th star for those, which I kind of like that, because those really stand out. Okay, then for me, a 4-star is, it's a very good, solid book. I did enjoy it. I did think it had a good storyline, good characters, this sort of thing, but it didn't just really wow me. I go a lot on how I felt when I get done reading it. Did I really feel like, wow, that was awesome? For me, a 5-star a lot of times I will feel emotionally exhausted after I've gotten done reading it, because it just had me on the edge of my seat, or it was really compelling, or it made me cry, or, I had deeper emotions. A 4-star hasn't really done as much for me as a 5-star, but it was a solid read. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I definitely would recommend it. 3-star for me is, it was just okay. It didn't have a fantastic plot. It didn't have great twists. I could take it or leave it. It's like, I finished the book because it was good enough that I wanted to finish it, but it wasn't good enough that I'm super excited about recommending it to you. So a lot of times I don't even feature those here on this channel. Sometimes I do mention it in passing, because I didn't particularly care for it, maybe you would. When it comes to 2-star or 1-star, that means I really hated the book. I didn't finish it. I DNF'd it. Number 2, how do you approach reviewing books? What is your review style? Are you analytical, emotional, casual, or structured? I'm definitely not analytical. My brain is not analytical at all. I would say I'm more emotional and casual. I go on, as you can tell, I get very excited about the books that I love. I get really into it. So I would say I approach my reviews as telling you how I felt about the book, what I loved about it, or what I hated about it, as the case may be. Yeah, I'm not very analytical at all. Then let's see here. Question 3. What's the book that made you a reader? Whether it was your first favorite or the one that got you hooked, what book started it all? I have been literally reading my entire life from the age of, I believe it was 4. I learned to read. I remember it was very early because my mom would always go around and tell people how early I started reading and they were all shocked. But it was because my mom read to me so much that I learned reading early on. But I don't remember exactly what age it was. I just remember it was earlier than most kids at that age learned to read. And I have been reading my entire life. As a kid, I would come home with giant stacks of books. So I cannot possibly remember what my first book was. I do remember some series that I enjoyed as a kid. I loved the Anne of Green Gables series. I remember that there were YA mystery series. I don't remember the titles of all of them, but I loved reading YA mystery series as a kid. Yeah, there were too many for me to possibly, that's too far back for me to remember all of them. Do you have a favorite genre? Yes, definitely. Thrillers and mysteries. Are there certain genres you gravitate to, or do you read widely across genres? I do read some of other things. I enjoy memoirs. Occasionally, I will read a romance or trying to think if there's any. Historical fiction. I will read occasionally. I really have never read a fantasy book. I very rarely will read sci-fi. I have run across a couple that I have enjoyed and been surprised. I find that I really like if it is a like time travel theme. I like that type of sci-fi, but most sci-fi I don't really like. Do you generally prefer character-driven or plot-driven stories? I like both, but probably plot-driven more than character-driven. That tends to be what most thrillers are, and I probably would say plot-driven is more, if the plot is not good, it really doesn't matter how compelling the characters are, usually to me. I'm not going to stick with it. Then number 6, what's a book you love so much that you don't care if others didn't like it? What's that one book you love enough for everyone? I would say probably Every Last Secret by A.R. Torrey. Really anything by A.R. Torrey I love. And this goes along with, this actually is also my answer to number 7. What's a book you love so much that if someone doesn't like it, you know your reading tastes don't align? I think probably A.R. Torrey would be one of those authors that, like, if you don't like her books, our reading tastes might not align. But I kind of hate to say that too, though, because I don't know. I have found that a lot of booktubers, I watch a lot of booktubers, and, you know, we don't always like the same thrillers, but there are a lot that we do like. So I don't know really if I can say there's any one book that, well, if you don't like it, our reading tastes don't align, because our reading tastes can be very alike, but we don't always have to like the same book. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that question. Okay, let's see. Where am I in the list here? Number 8, what's in your trash pocket? What books, tropes, or themes that you know are bad, but you love them anyway? Okay. I don't like the wording of this question about books or themes being bad necessarily. I think everybody has different reading tastes. I wouldn't say that, you know, some people like reading what they call smut. Like, that's not my particular taste, but I don't think that's bad if people like to read that. I think all reading has value. So I don't like to, I wouldn't call any books trash necessarily. Well, I mean, I guess maybe if it's, I don't know. I can't think of an exact example of something that would be, but as a general rule, I don't think books are trash. I don't think that it's bad to love reading any particular book. I think it's good if you're reading. If you're reading, I would encourage that. That's all I would say about that. Number 9. Do you have any deal breakers in books? Something that, if present, immediately turns you off from a book. Definitely animal cruelty. The funny thing is, like, I can read in thrillers where they're, picking people off, and it does not bother me at all. Now, I mean, of course, if they get like super gruesome in descriptions, I kind of would rather they didn't. But if anywhere in the story they talk about somebody, any kind of cruelty to animals, I'm like, nope, nope, no, 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 no. And I think that's because obviously I love my babies, my cats so much. Smokey's, of course, back there. She is stretched out, just thoroughly enjoying her heating blanket. But, it's like animals are so pure and innocent and just full of love, and just the thought of anybody hurting an innocent, helpless animal, I cannot stand that. I will not read it. If that is in a book, I will not read it. Period. End of discussion. Let's see here. Question number 10, what's a strong opinion you have about a book released within the last year? Whether it's overrated, underrated, or just a take you need to share. I actually have one that I think is overrated, one that I think is underrated. The overrated one, which I feel sad saying this because I love Serafina Nova Glass. And I was so excited when she came out with her newest book, Nothing Ever Happens Here. But I'm sad to say that nothing happened in that novel either. It was so boring. I was just so underwhelmed, and I really hate to say that because I do love my bestie. She's so good. I love all of her other books, but this one, no, I'm sorry. It just wasn't good. So I'm going to have to go with that one that came out this year. It was not great, and I felt like I had seen a lot of hype and I thought it was going to be awesome, and I was sadly disappointed. And now for the happier stuff, underrated, I think this one was fantastic, and I don't think I've seen any other booktuber. No, I take that back. There was one booktuber, I think, that I saw. One of the same ones that my librarian Catherine watches, and she had recommended to me. I can't remember the title of the channel right now. I can't remember, but anyway, she, I think, recommended this book, but it's called The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia. That was phenomenal, and I have not seen anybody except this one booktuber talking about it, and so I feel like it's very underrated. I'm shocked that I haven't seen anybody talking about it. Like, why is nobody talking about this book? So if you haven't read it, I definitely would say read it. I did a review of it. You can find it in my if you scroll down, you'll find it back there in all my videos. What do you look for in writing? What makes a book stand out to you? Is it prose, style, themes, voice, structure, or something else? Mostly what I look for is a good plot. I especially love a unique plot. Because I do so much reading, a lot of times it's hard to find a unique plot that is something I've not ever read before. And so that's something that will make something a 5-star, or I would give it 10 stars if I could, for me. If it's a unique plot that I've never heard before, if it has great plot twists, shocking reveals, I love that. That's what really makes a book stand out to me. Number 12, how do you decide what to read next? Do you plan ahead, mood read, or follow external factors, hype, recommendations, arcs? Okay, this, you will be surprised. Almost all of my books I get from the library. It's very rare that I will buy a book. So I would say where I get all of my recommendations, all of my ideas are from other booktubers. I watch your videos. I actually save your videos I have a playlist. It's private, but I have a playlist for me that is TBR. And I save booktubers videos with books that I want to read. I also, a lot of times while I'm watching a video, will go straight to Amazon, look the book up, and then save it in the cart, not so that I can buy it, but so that later when I need a book from the library, I put it on hold at my library. So yeah, that's how I get all my books. I find a lot that way, and also through Goodreads, what other people are reading and recommending. So yeah, that's how I find all of my books. And then as far as mood reading goes, I am a bit of a mood reader, I feel like, but it has to be something that I have in my stack from the library. But what I'll usually do is kind of look through them all, and then whichever one catches my fancy, that's the one I read. Okay. Let's see, was I on? Yeah, 13. Where do you get inspiration for your booktube content? This is a fun question. What sparks your video ideas, other creators, trends, personal reading experiences? Yes, I do get a lot of ideas from other booktubers. I think imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So, if somebody sees my videos and copies it, like, I love that. Like, that is the sincerest form of flattery. So hopefully nobody is offended by that I take ideas from them. But yes, I have seen, I know I saw where somebody did a would you rather tag, and it was completely different from the one I created. But I thought that's a great idea. So then I sat down and thought about it and created my own would you rather tag. A lot of times I actually had never heard of tags until I started watching BookTube. And at first I was like, I don't know if that's something I want to do or not. Then somebody tagged me and I thought, well, I'll try it. And once I started it, it was so much fun. I was like, I'm going to do this regularly. Now, I don't know that I'll always be able to put one out every Tuesday on Tag Tuesday, but I try to do it as many weeks as I can, depending on how busy I am. But yeah, so I get a lot of ideas from other booktubers, and then some of it just pops in my head. I think of something that I think would be fun, and I take it and run with it. I wouldn't say I'm the most creative when it comes to coming up with ideas, but every now and then something pops into my head and I run with it. 14, if you could make any book go viral right now, what would it be? A book you think deserves more attention and why? I think, that's a tough one because there's a lot of books that are really good. I don't know. I probably would go with the one I mentioned was underrated, The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia, because I do feel like that one was so good and I'm really shocked that nobody's talked about it. And then question number 15 is, who are some booktubers with reading tastes similar to yours? I will actually tag some of them down below. I watch a whole lot, as you can imagine, of booktubers who read thrillers, mysteries, things like that, similar books to me. So I will tag them down below. Hopefully I don't do what I did last time, which was I accidentally tagged somebody that had already done the tag. And I was like, and what was funny is I had even watched her tag video and I forgot that she had already done the tag and I tagged her. But anyway, my memory is not the greatest in the world and these tags get around. So sometimes it's hard to keep up with who did what. But I have a lot of fun with these tags and I hope y'all enjoy watching them as much as I enjoy doing them. And I will see you next time. Bye.